who the hell is Nathan Pickstone? And what am I doing here talking to you on the camera? And what is my backstory, and what do I like, and what am I technical in, and where do I see things going? So if you're new to the channel, or you've been watching since January when I first posted the video of me moving, or that my plan was to move out to Thailand, I'll put a little video here.
I've quit my job. I'm moving out to Thailand. Who knows what's going to happen?
My plan was to come out here, network, put myself in the right situation, and really get myself into a different headspace to create something great, to allow me to live the lifestyle that I wanted, and to be able to help people in a way which brought some good to the world. I left school and I went straight into construction. I put 3 years into a job where I was doing flooring. So we would go into factories and food places and all sorts of different warehouses, transport depots, and we put in different types of flooring, whether that's painting floors, laying floors. We'd put in different types of, the yellow lines you get. I put some photos here, some of my work I was pretty proud of. I took my job pretty seriously, and I was proud at the end of a job because I knew that it had been done right and it was going to last and it looked fucking good. I really enjoyed that job. The only thing about it, it was manual labour, obviously. It was a lot of work, staying away, working round the clock. And that was good for me at the time. But I knew it wasn't something that I didn't want to do that forever. And what I wanted to do was step away and put less strain on my body. So I went into road construction, and I was in that job for a couple of months, and an opportunity came up in the office, and I decided to take it with two hands and run with it. And that was one of the best decisions I had made, because it allowed me to go off the tools completely and work inside, planning, surrounded by the people who I wanted to be like, business owners, professionals, going on work trips and going and meeting all sorts of different interesting characters whilst also earning as well. So the learning and the earning aspect has always been something that I really ran with, because it's something that I think everyone should think about. How much am I earning is important. Obviously, you got to pay the bills and you got to have something to look forward to at the end of the month, or it's got to provide you with enough to invest in your future. But at the same time, what's more important is how much you learn. Both of those jobs, the flooring job and the office job, were massive in teaching me skills about life, work ethic, punctuality, planning, speaking to people on the phone, speaking to people in person, difficult characters, speaking to people and trying to instruct people who had more experience than me in a field which I was only in for less than a couple of months. And it forces you to grow. Now, I left that office job at the end of last year to come out here to Thailand and completely flip the table on my life and really put myself in a different place where I forced myself to grow again. So first was physically, second was mentally and socially, and third, now it's empire building. I'm in the position where I can really grow my own tree, plant the seed now, keep watering it. And by the end of my life, I should have a forest of amazing trees that give shade and allows the wildlife to grow. Birds can nest in the trees. The analogy of the tree is something I just came up with there. But I think what's important as well is to plant something with the hope that it was going to affect others more than it's going to affect you. Now, this goes back to the learning and earning aspect. Is you've always got to be earning. You've always got to be pushing for more, because it allows you to help others as well. So I have this motto at the minute, which is the more I focus on myself, the more I can help others in the future. And it's true, because the more that I put into myself now to grow and to develop and to promote and to focus on being better, the better and more efficient, the stronger, the more outreach I will have in the next 10, 15, 20 years' time. You have to play the long game. You have to put yourself in the position where you are playing to play. And then if you win, it's a bonus, but you just want to get good at playing the game and staying in the game when it's tough. Now I'm going to skip back a little bit here. So I've just told you about my work life, which is probably what most of you are interested about. But as a kid, I was pretty shy. Pretty shy. I considered myself weird when I was younger, and I probably am still a bit weird now, but I've just grown to not care. And the way that I was as a kid is completely different to how I am now. I was quite shy, I was introverted, I was intimidated by a lot of stuff. And over time, I put myself in a mental state which forced me to grow in these areas, to get stronger, go to the gym, go and approach that person, or go and call up for a job, and then call back again, and then call back again until you get a yes, or go and put yourself in the right position to succeed. These are all learnt behaviors. I didn't innately get born with this. There's probably some things like my inquisitivity and the want to know all of the facts that I can, try and accumulate as much information as possible. But you can teach yourself things. You can learn to be different. You're always going to be stronger in some areas than others, but it doesn't mean you can't progress in areas where you may be weak. And another really important aspect of knowing where your weaknesses are is to team up with people that have strengths in areas where you're weak, and you have strengths in areas where they're weak. In the event that something goes wrong, I say in the event, when things go wrong, you both are a stronger team together and you can come up and face any problem. The best duos are never two identical characters. They are always complementing each other. One is loud when one is quiet. Vice versa. In different situations, one excels and the other one supports. These are the tales of time. These are the most important things that you've got to know. Is teamwork is the dream work. It's not a phrase for no reason. What is my future? I've talked about my past, and where's my future? I've already talked about empire building and creating for people to benefit from. And if I benefit, then it's a win. I see myself putting myself through the fire again. In fact, I try and put myself through the fire as much as I can. And you've always got to be taking steps forward. 2 for 1. 2 forward, 1 back, 2 forward, 1 back, 2 forward, 1 back. Sometimes you might get 3. Sometimes you might get knocked back 3. But as long as you stay in the game long enough and you take enough steps forward, you're always going to be progressing, and you have to always be moving forward, because stagnating isn't staying in the same place. It's actually moving backwards. If you swim at the speed of a river in the direction or the opposite direction of the flow, you're going to stay in the same place. If you stop, you're going to get pushed back. So you've got to be swimming as fast, if not faster than the river, to get more progress. And that's why people get so caught up, and when they take their foot off the gas, they lose all the progress that they've just put in the hard work for, and they're at square one again, if not worse. So it's staying on the game. It's staying in the task. That's what my future looks like. And helping others out. People like you that are watching this video, if you're stuck in this far, you want something better. And I can help you with that. Stick around. There'll be a video here and a subscribe button here. It would be a great pleasure if you could join the team. And if you enjoyed, I'll take you around to the next one. I've been Nathan Pickstone. See ya.